He walked on water, man. He made that water wine. And then he drank with people you and me.
Hello there, HYG. We are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, and I thought that since we're not getting to meet as regularly, and it's just not as a smart thing to do right now because we don't want to spread germs, that we don't want to get off course. We want to stay on course with God. So once or twice a week here on the HYG Facebook page, I will present you a quick Devo. I'm calling it the 5x5 Devo, where you're going to get 5 points in 5 minutes or less. That's my guarantee. And hopefully it'll be something that you can take with you. But what we're going to look at today is a Bible verse. It's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. It's John 16:33. Sorry, I'm looking up on my computer right here to make sure I quote it correctly. We'll have the countdown that's going there in the corner. If it's not, it's because I couldn't put it in post-production when I was editing this, so just forget I said that. But we're going to look at John 16:33 because I think it's prudent during these times. It's a verse that reminds us that times like this will come, things that we don't understand, things that are difficult, and they're hard to deal with. I am coming to you from West Decatur Elementary School, the Wildcat Cave, I'll call it. It's my office, but that's what's behind me. It's a self-portrait you can see right here. But let's get to it. Let's get to this 5x5 Devo. The Bible says in John 16:33, "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So there's 5 real good things. There's probably a lot more, but there's at least 5. I'm going to look up another Bible verse real quick. But there's at least 5 good things that you can get out of this verse. And the first one is when he says, "These things I have spoken to you." We need to remember that this is a direct reassurance, a direct word from Jesus himself. He is talking here, and he is letting us know that these are things I'm telling you. These are things that if you believe in me, you can believe these things. And then he goes on and he lets us know. He says that in me you may have peace. That's the second thing, is that in him you will have peace. And that's one thing we need to remember. We're not going to find peace looking up the statistics for coronavirus. It's good to be informed, but we're not going to find peace in that. We're not going to find peace in watching the news. We're not going to find peace in all these worldly things. But if we're looking, even in a tough time like this, if we're looking to Jesus, that's where we're going to be able to find peace. That's where we're going to be able to say, I can keep going. I can study the Bible. I can do things during this quarantine time that we're having. And then he tells us the difficult part. He says, in the world you will have tribulation. So the third thing is that bad things can happen. Bad things can and will happen to us in this world. It's just part of life. And then he goes on, he says, but be of good cheer. You see, even though we know that, we can have joy. We can still find joy. That's number 4. We can find joy in these times, even in difficult situations, because of what Jesus did. And that's number 5. He says, I have overcome the world. You see, there's better days to come. There's going to be better days physically, but more importantly, there's better days spiritually. Jesus reminds us that that the things of this world are not our end game. The world he has overcome is just a temporary place for us so that we can get to heaven. We're able to look at all these difficult times, all these difficult things, and know that in him we'll find peace, even though there are difficult times. But it's because of what he did for us, we'll be able to look past it. So there's the 5 things. It's direct from Jesus. In him you'll have peace. Bad things sometimes happen, but even though that fact is true, we can still find joy. And then there's better days ahead. And I'll end with one of my favorite verses. It's Matthew 6:33, and it tells us how to get this perspective. And it says, I like to quote things directly, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. I hope this has been helpful. This has been 5 by 5 on HYG Facebook.
Jesus was a rock star.